Hi friends, Toya here at Toya Talks, and I just wanted to shoot a quick video to touch base with you guys because I think that now that we're a few weeks into this pandemic, reality is starting to set in. And I think as much as we wanted to try to deny and think that maybe it wouldn't be that bad, it has definitely been just about as bad, if not getting worse than most of us have anticipated. And right now, our world is in a complete crisis. This pandemic is something that's being felt globally. But for us here in the United States, especially, we have a responsibility to act despite how bad this looks, despite how significantly it's affected us. We have a responsibility to our nation, to our society, to the founding principles of this country to not give up. I think that it feels really hopeless right now. When things feel hopeless, it's hard to feel motivated to want to do anything because you just feel frozen. You see so many problems and so many issues, and you don't know where to start. Or maybe you yourself are in a place where you need help and you don't know where to start. But I am telling you that the answer is not just burying our heads in the sand or just rolling over and giving up. We have a responsibility to act. This is how our nation was formed. And I think that all of us can get involved. I won't tell you how to get involved, but what I will say is that there are a ton of different ways that you can get involved. You can donate to your local food bank if you have the resources to do that. You can call a friend who you know may be lonely or someone older that may need someone to just call in and check on them. The census is out right now. It's circulating. You may have already seen it show up in your mailbox. You may have seen emails about it. Please fill out your census. It's really important. When you fill out your census, it helps your community get all kinds of benefits for the people that live there, for your children, for the residents. But if there's not an accurate count of the people who live there, the government doesn't have any idea of how best to allocate funds. You know, the last census, because so many people were undercounted, there were tons of federal programs that lost funding and finances because people weren't counted. So fill out your census. Keep in touch with what's going on with the election right now. You know, this is still an election year more than anything now. It's important for you to get your voice out there and be counted and be heard. Also, get involved with your children in your community. See where there's a need in education. See if there are moms or parents that you can help out, even just calling to check in, and get involved in terms of advocating for children's education during this pandemic and when it's over, because the reality is there was already such an educational gap with our children, and this is going to increase that gap exponentially. You know, our children are in a crisis. Reach out, you know, see if you can get involved in terms of donations or what your local shelter might need. You know, right now, think about the fact that there are thousands of women and children right now that are home in the middle of this pandemic with an abusive partner, you know, children with abusive parents. The abuse call center rate has gone down 70% for the reports of child abuse. That is significant. That's huge, guys. That means that much less numbers are being reported because teachers aren't in school to be able to monitor these children. So keep an eye out for your neighborhood children. Please listen out. If you hear something that doesn't sound right, please don't just turn a blind eye to it. More than ever right now, we have to be unified. We have to care for ourselves in our home, yes, but then we also there are things that we can still do. We are not hopeless. We are not helpless. If you are in need of help right now, my heart goes out to you. Please reach out for help. There are so many resources that are available right now. Start, locally, look online, check out your state's website. They usually have links to community resources now. Also, local area hospitals have been providing links to community resources on their websites. So please go check those out. If you have trouble navigating online, in Delaware, we have a number that's called 211 that we can call for resource support. I believe that number is still active during this pandemic. Look into your state and see if you have a similar number or what the number is for your state's resource center, so that you can get connected to help. The help is available. It's out there. Right now, we have two options. We can help, and if we need help, reach out and look into the resources that we need to get the support that we need. But we can't just sit on the sidelines and not do anything because we are protected or we are okay or we still have our jobs. And for the people that need jobs or need work or are struggling right now, please reach out, get the resources that you need. I want to remind you that there will be another side of this. Right now, it's hard to see it because we're in the middle of it and everything's scary, and you turn on the news and it's just more negative after negative. Me personally, I try to limit my news consumption as much as possible. I subscribe to The Skim, which is an excellent news summary that's delivered to my news box every day. I will post the link for it in the description if you guys want to sign up and check it out. I think it's great because it gives me a little summary of the highlights of what's going on and things to be aware of. There are links that I can click if I want to delve further into it, but it's just enough where I don't have to turn my TV on or start a Google search and get lost in the rabbit hole of just all of the negative news that's out right now. You have to remember that even with all of that that's out, there will be another side of this, and we have to fight for our future. We have to fight for our future. That's really the message that came to me today, is that we can't sit idly by and watch our world burn, even if businesses open tomorrow, which they're not, but even if we opened everything up tomorrow, it's going to take some time for us to recover from this. It's going to take some time for us to recover from the blow that it had on us mentally, spiritually, psychologically, economically. Just there are so many things that will have to be sorted through on the other side of this. And so it will be a process. But in that process, we have to take charge. We have to take responsibility for what we can do today to provide for a better future tomorrow. So guys, I hope this helps. I just wanted to provide some encouragement and let you know that there are things that you can do. You're not hopeless. You're not helpless. We will get through this together. This great nation was founded on principles that are infinite principles. And if we can get back to those principles, we will be okay. So just hold on. Get through this. We'll all get through it together, one day at a time. Please help or get help if you need it. Until next time, talk to you soon.